actors and friends called statements of 18 people recorded so far in Tunisha's death case. Karnataka's chief minister hits out at Maharashtra government after resolution passed on border dispute. Loan fraud case gets bigger. Coachers and Videocon co-founder Dhut to be produced in court today. 39 international travelers test COVID positive in last 3 days after random testing begins at airports. Thanks for tuning in this Wednesday morning. We start with news break coming in. This one in relation to the Amritpal controversy that rages on in Punjab. And amidst all this, we're now given to understand that the social media handles of Khalistani hardliner Amritpal Singh has been taken down from social media platforms including Instagram, YouTube and Twitter. So that's the news break coming in. The social media handles of Khalistani hardliner Amritpal Singh taken down. Gursimran getting us those breaking updates. Gursimran, if you could give us more details of Amritpal Singh. We understand his social media handles have now been taken down.
Yes, Samiksha, this is a new update that we are getting that 3 social media handles of Amritpal Singh, the Khalistani hardliner, has been taken down. One was the verified Instagram account which was working under the name of Amritpal Singh. Santu Amrit Singh 1984 was the active social media handle on Instagram he was using, and that was taken down yesterday. And also the YouTube channel, the Waris Punjab, which he was operating, and also the Twitter account by the name Santu Amrit 10 he was operating. All 3 handles have been taken down by the social media handles. However, it remains unclear that when this action has been initiated. But yes, one thing is very clear that yesterday this action came into force. This after he was posting several of his videos that was inciting the youth of Punjab and other parts of the country for the so-called call of Khalistan was giving, and there were many inputs with the security agencies that this can lead to law and order situation in Punjab. The agencies were monitoring his each and every step that he has been taking, and the initial action has been taken against his social media handles, wherein all 3 handles from the Twitter, Instagram and also from the YouTube have been taken down.
All right, Gursimran, thank you for the moment. We'll keep coming back to you for more developments on that. But remember, the Khalistani hardliner Amritpal Singh is the same person who's been allowed, in fact, given a free run in the state of Punjab. In fact, moving on to more news break then, this one in relation to the border dispute between Maharashtra and Karnataka. The Maharashtra Assembly on Tuesday unanimously passed a resolution on the border dispute with Karnataka. Now remember, this development comes after Union Home Minister Amit Shah had on 14th of December had held a meeting with the chief ministers of both Karnataka and Maharashtra to discuss the Belagavi border dispute.
Karnataka battle has further intensified as Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde condemned the anti-Marathi stand of Karnataka, and the Assembly unanimously passed a resolution on the border dispute. The move comes days after the Karnataka Legislative Assembly unanimously passed a resolution on the border row, with Maharashtra resolving to protect the state's interests. And having passed the resolution, Maharashtra Chief Minister alleged betrayal by Karnataka government.
14 डिसेंबर 2022 रोजी माननीय केंद्रीय गृहमंत्री अमित शाह साहेबांनी नवी दिल्ली येथे कर्नाटकचे मुख्यमंत्री आणि महाराष्ट्राचे मी स्वतः उपमुख्यमंत्री देवेंद्रजी यांच्या समेत बैठकीत दोन्ही राज्यांमध्ये समन्वय ठेवून माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालयाचा निकाल येऊन वाद न वाढवता शांतता दोन्ही राज्यांमध्ये ठेवण्याकरता एकमत केले असताना देखील विपरीत भूमिका कर्नाटक शासनाने घेणे, दरम्यान कर्नाटक विधिमंडळाने 1 इंच जमीन न देण्याच्या दिनांक 22 डिसेंबर 2022 रोजी केलेल्या ठरावामुळे सीमावादाला चितावणी देण्याचे काम कर्नाटक सरकारकडून जाणीवपूर्वक केले जात असून कर्नाटक शासनाची भूमिका लोकशाही संकेतात धरून नाही.
Needless to say, Shinde's comments triggered another controversy that Karnataka Congress has now stepped in.
We have built this Suvarna Sauda only to protect here, to protect their rights, interests and safeguard their interests. So it is a very shame on the part of Maharashtra government for having moved such type of resolution. We condemn it, we oppose it. Entire Karnataka stand by the people of Karnataka.
Putting back the focus on Maharashtra government's stand, its resolution says that they will make all constitutional efforts to include border areas in Maharashtra. The resolution also calls for centre to ask the southern state to guarantee the safety of Marathi-speaking people living in the border areas. Breaking the silence on border dispute, Karnataka Chief Minister slammed Maharashtra government's resolution, called it unconstitutional and stated that it does not have any importance on any forum, including the Supreme Court.
Maharashtra resolution is unconstitutional against the law. It will not hold waters in any forum, including the Supreme Court.
While both BJP-ruled states locked horns on border dispute one more time, now all eyes are on centre and what measures it would take to eliminate the chaos. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, news coming in from UP's Mau, where 5 family members were charred to death after a fire broke out at the Shahpur village in Gopaganj area of the Mau district of UP. In fact, the police, along with the fire brigade, medical and relief teams, reached the spot immediately in a bid to douse the fire. But the visuals, we'll pull out those visuals also of the aftermath as a result of the fire that broke out in this particular area in the Mau district of UP, where 5 family members, which included a woman, 1 adult and 3 minors, were charred to death as a result of this fire which broke out in the Gopaganj area of the Mau district. The initial report states that the fire was ignited from the stove. So we are yet to get more details as to what was the cause of the fire, but a reaction coming in. Let's just play that out.
देखिए, थाना कोपागंज के शाहपुर गांव का मैटर है। इसमें रात लगभग 9 बजे सूचना प्राप्त हुई कि गांव में एक मड़ई में आग लग गई है और कुछ लोगों की मृत्यु हो गई है। तत्काल मेरे द्वारा, कप्तान साहब द्वारा यहाँ पर इसका स्थलीय निरीक्षण किया गया है और इसमें मेडिकल टीम, हमारी फायर ब्रिगेड टीम, सबको यहाँ पर बुलाया गया। मौके पर जाने पर ज्ञात हुआ कि प्रथम दृष्टया जो चूल्हे की वजह से ये आग लगी है और इसमें जो परिवार के 5 सदस्य थे उनकी डेथ यहाँ पर हुई है। तत्काल यहाँ पर हमारी जो राहत की टीम उनको यहाँ भेजा गया है और जो दैवीय आपदा के अंतर्गत उनको जो सहायता राशि दी जा सकती है उसकी भी गणना की गई है। प्रति पर्सन के हिसाब से इसमें 4 लाख की जो धनराशि है उसको हिसाब से इनको जो सहायता होगी उसकी कार्रवाई इसमें की जा रही है।
Alright, so there you heard an unfortunate news that is coming from UP's Mau district, where 5 family members were charred to death. In fact, on that note, let's get you a quick roundup of all that's making news from across the country. Taking on the Prime Minister, Congress leader Rashid Alvi said that he met a tea seller at India Gate. Rashid Alvi further said that when asked why the person was selling tea at that place, the tea seller replied that he was trying to be future BJP's prime ministerial candidate.
मैं भी सुबह गया था इंडिया गेट। वही दोनों टूरिस्ट जो उनको मिले थे, मालवीय जी को, वो मुझे भी मिले थे। वो एक दुकान पे चाय पी रहे थे। वो चाय बेचने वाला दाढ़ी रखे हुए था, तो मैंने उससे बातचीत की। तो पूछा मैंने कि इस ठंड में यहाँ क्यों तुम चाय बेच रहे हो? तो उसने कहा कि मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि भविष्य में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का प्रधानमंत्री का उम्मीदवार बन जाऊँ।
Congress leader Salman Khurshid has declared Rahul Gandhi a superhuman for wearing t-shirt in winters, has also likened him to Lord Ram.
हमेशा भगवान राम नहीं पहुंच पाते हैं तो खड़ाव लेकर चलना पड़ता है। तो भरत उनकी खड़ाव लेकर चलते हैं, तो खड़ाव लेकर हम उत्तर प्रदेश में चले हैं। उत्तर प्रदेश में खड़ाव पहुंच गई है तो राम जी भी पहुंचेंगे, ये हमारा विश्वास है।
BJP leader and Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Brajesh Pathak condemned Congress leader Salman Khurshid for comparing Rahul Gandhi to Lord Ram, adding that Rahul Gandhi's actions are complete opposite.
बयानबाजी करके लोगों को दिग्भ्रमित करते रहते हैं। वो जिन्होंने भारत माता को टुकड़े करने का काम किया, ऐसे लोगों के प्रति कांग्रेस पार्टी का सद्भाव प्रारंभ काल से रहा।
BJP spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla also attacked the Congress and condemned the party for hurting the religious sentiments.
Khurshid, in his attempt to do sycophancy, has compared Rahul Gandhi to Bhagwan Shri Ram and himself to Bharat. This is not the first instance when the Congress party has made such a kind of a ridiculous comparison. Salman Khurshid ji would never do this comparison with the deity or the god of any other faith. But time and again, the Hindu astha and Hindu sentiments and feelings are hurt. This is the same Congress party whose leader.
Congress leader Udit Raj, while speaking to the public, said that the Congress and Gandhi family are the true worshippers of Lord Ram who are working for the betterment of the people.
Of Lord Ram and Rahul ji is concerned, that bring different personalities, different entities, and one is God and Rahul ji is a human being. But out of love and affection, perhaps he has compared.
While Kishan Reddy, the Union Minister, also lashed out at the Congress for the Lord Ram comparison, saying that Lord Ram is our God and that the people of India are not ready to see Lord Ram in Rahul Gandhi.
ठीक है भैया, हम उसमें कोई कमेंट करने का जरूरत नहीं है। राम को नहीं मानने वालों को राम का कैसा होता है? राम हमारा भगवान है। हम कोई राहुल गांधी के अंदर राम को हम देखने को जब भारत के जनता कोई तैयार नहीं है, हम ही नहीं है, कोई व्यक्ति भी भारत के रहने वाले कोई व्यक्ति भी राहुल गांधी के अंदर राम को देखने वाले नहीं है, ना किसी व्यक्ति के ऊपर देखेंगे आगे भी। राम राम ही है, राम महापुरुष है, हमारे लिए भगवान है।
Republic has accessed a crucial CCTV footage from the hospital where Tunisha was taken just after the alleged suicide. The CCTV footage shows Shehzan taking Tunisha to hospital. Tunisha's co-star Shehzan, remember, is currently in custody, and this, of course, and the custody of the accused is all set to end today. As Tunisha Sharma's death probe intensifies, actor Parth Zutushi was called to the Walif police station for questioning in connection with the case. It has been learned that the actor has been was interrogated for at least 2 hours. The last rites of actor Tunisha Sharma, who was found dead on the sets of her TV show, was taken to the crematorium ground in Mumbai's Meera Road area. Several co-stars and friends arrived there to pay their last respects. As Tunisha Sharma's last rites were conducted, it has been revealed that sister and mother of accused Shehzan Khan also were present at the crematorium for the last rites. And to other top story that we've been tracking, days after Tunisha Sharma was found dead on the sets of her TV show, Republic has accessed an exclusive CCTV footage of the actor being taken to the hospital. Now, in this footage that has been retrieved, that was installed at the hospital gate, Tunisha's co-star and alleged boyfriend Shehzan Khan and one other man can be seen getting down from a white car with the actor unconscious in Shehzan's arms. They can be seen entering the hospital. Here's a look at what has transpired in the case so far.
"20-year-old Tunisha Sharma was cremated around 4:30 p.m. at the Meera Road crematorium ground, with devastated family, friends and co-stars attending the last rites. Distraught by the loss, many said that not everything adds up. CCTV footage accessed from the day of Tunisha's death shows how ex-boyfriend Shehzan took Tunisha to the Juchandra hospital in the aftermath. Tunisha's mother has squarely blamed co-star Shehzan Khan.
कि शेज़ान ने टुनिशा को धोखा दिया, उसके साथ पहले रिलेशनशिप बनाया, शादी का वादा करके फिर उसने टुनिशा से ब्रेकअप किया और उसका पहले किसी लड़की के साथ इन्वॉल्वमेंट थी, उसके बावजूद भी टुनीशा को उसने इन्वॉल्व रखा अपने साथ, 3-4 महीने उसको यूज़ किया। बस मैं इतना कहना चाह रही हूँ कि इसको सज़ा मिलनी चाहिए, शिजान को नहीं छोड़ना।
The director of the Astana Kabul spoke up on the relationship Tunisha shared with Shizan. Shizan Mohammed Khan is in custody for abetment of suicide. Those who work with Tunisha believe that all is not well.
I believe that if a very strong and a very professional girl like Tunisha, if she has taken such step, there has to be something, and I totally believe that police is investigating and doing their job at their best, and I'm sure that whatever the reason is there, it should be investigated.
Friends and co-stars are being interrogated and the police have questioned 18 people so far. Shizan's 4-day custody ends today. The trajectory of the case will be determined by the hearing today. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
A very short break. The loan fraud case gets bigger. Coachers and Videocon co-founder Govt to be produced in court today. 39 international travelers test COVID positive in last 3 days after random testing begins at airports.
Powered by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally.
छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्री टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call 10 toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
सामने फ्यूल पंप है, वहां से ले लें।
जी सर फ्यूल तो पिछले पंप में भी मिल जाता, इंडियन ऑयल में ऐसा क्या है?
कुछ है स्पेशल, खुद ही देख लेना।
स्पेशल?
अरे इंडियन ऑयल की तो बात ही कुछ और है।
जरा देखिए, फ्यूल तो बराबर डाल रहे हैं ना।
अरे यहाँ कंप्लीट ऑटोमेशन है, मतलब प्योर और पूरा दोनों ही। इन सेंट्रली मॉनिटर्ड मशीन्स की एक-एक रीडिंग का हिसाब है यहाँ पर। क्या हुआ?
सर बिल।
हाँ बिल हो गया।
वाह सर।
क्या था ना, इंडियन ऑयल की बात ही कुछ और है। इंडियन ऑयल, पहले इंडियन फिर ऑयल।
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amritpal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट कर, ग्रोथ का है चांस। डेट में है लो रिस्क, बात मेरी मान।
गोल्ड सिर्फ गोल्ड, भैया ने भी यही किया।
सुन सबकी, कर मल्टी, मतलब मल्टी एसेट एलोकेशन फंड्स, यानी 3-in-1 फंड। ये इक्विटी, डेट, गोल्ड तीनों में एक साथ इन्वेस्ट करें। म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेज ध्यान पूर्वक पढ़ें।
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again and again and again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.
thanks for staying tuned. We also have a news break, this one coming in from Tamil Nadu, of the statement that has been made by the Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai, saying that the BJP in Tamil Nadu will get 25 MPs ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Now, these statements were made by the Tamil Nadu BJP chief while he was addressing a rally in Coimbatore in presence of JP Nadda. So Annamalai there confident that the BJP in Tamil Nadu will get 25 MPs that who will get a seat in the parliament in the 2024 elections. Let's listen into that soundbite of Annamalai while he addressed that rally in Coimbatore in JP Nadda's presence.
இந்த தேசிய தலைவரை வைத்துக் கொண்டே மாநில தலைவராக நான் சொல்லுகின்றேன். அமைச்சர் நம்முடைய மூத்த தலைவர்கள் இருக்கின்றார். அப்படி நாம எம்பியை அனுப்பும் பொழுது அந்த எம்பியில முக்கியமானவர்களை அமைச்சர்களாக ஆக்கி நேரடியாக தமிழ்நாட்டிற்கு வேலை செய்வதற்காக பிரதமர் அவர்கள் அனுப்பி வைப்பார் என்பதில் எந்த ஒரு சந்தேகம் இல்லை. நம்முடைய அண்ணன் முருகன் அவர்கள் சொன்னது போல பிரதமர் அவர்கள் துடித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள். காசி தமிழ் சங்கம்
And Varshini tracking the story very closely. Varshini, good morning. Help us read into these statements coming in from Annamalai, and any reaction coming in from the opposition just yet?
Well, this is a very big and a bold statement that the Tamil Nadu state president of the BJP, K. Annamalai, has spoken. He had spoken about having more than 25 MPs in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, and considering the fact that the BJP in Tamil Nadu is in alliance with the opposition party AIADMK. It's definitely a very big shocker that has come down. Yesterday this speech happened in front of the national president of the BJP party, JP Nadda, and he had also mentioned in the speech about how he's taking the liberty to speak all this in front of the national president himself. And now that the AIADMK party, who are in alliance with the BJP, are not very happy with this statement, because if at all the alliance should last any longer, BJP cannot single-handedly win 25 plus seats. So there is a big question mark that is raised now in terms of the alliance that is currently happening. And also the DMK party, who was in power, who last time during the Lok Sabha elections took a sweep of all the 38 seats, is also very startled and upset with the kind of remarks that he's made. So they are also very unhappy. So the reaction from DMK and ADMK, both the leading parties in the state, is definitely not well, and they are expected to give back with some statements as well.
All right, Varshini, thank you for those details. So the statements there coming in from Annamalai, which seems to have not really gone down well, neither with the AIADMK nor with the opposition. And to more news then, as India prepares for a fight against COVID-19, sources have informed that the price of the nasal vaccine for private hospitals has been set at 800 rupees with an additional 5% GST. The ultimate price of the nasal vaccine is set to be around 1,000 rupees for a nasal dose that will have 4 drops each for both nostrils. It has also been learned that the price negotiation is still underway.
Bharat Biotech on Tuesday announced the price of its nasal vaccine in Covax. The vaccine will cost rupees 800 with addition of 5% GST at all private markets and rupees 325 at all government markets. The ultimate price of Incovac would be around rupees 1,000 for nasal dose, having 4 drops each for both nostrils. Though it has also been learned that the price negotiation is still underway. The development came after the Union Health Ministry approved the use of nasal vaccine as a booster dose for all the age above 18 years. This comes after India approved its first ever nasal COVID-19 vaccine in Covax. The vaccine is developed by Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech company. What the chairman of Bharat Biotech, Dr. Ella, had to say a year ago regarding the nasal vaccine.
What you're saying is that, and you had said, and this quote comes from you, that Covaxin demonstrates high clinical efficacy trend against COVID-19, but also significant immunogenicity against the rapidly emerging variants. Did you refer to mutants? What is now being referred to as a double mutant in layman language?
Yes, so that is one of the reasons why it's protected. UK strain, we have done, and we have done the Brazilian P3 strain, not P1, P3, we have done it. That is neutralizing. And third one, we have seen the double mutant also neutralized.
Indian Medical Association also lauds the nasal vaccine. This will be India's first ever needleless vaccine, which can also be administered by those above 18 years. The nasal vaccine can only be taken by those who had taken the 2 doses of vaccine already. Notably, the nasal COVID vaccine, which has been approved as a booster dose now, will be available at private centers. Even though it is easy to administer, it has to be stored at a temperature between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, which is the normal refrigerator temperature, and has to be used once opened and out of the refrigerator within 6 hours. Sources further said that the vaccine will provide long-term immunity, just as the other vaccines have. The World Health Organization has lauded the Incovac after the nasal vaccine received the emergency use authorization from the Drugs Controller General of India and said that the vaccine could go a long way to help the world bring the pandemic under control. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of our broadcast. Do not go anywhere. World This Morning coming up on the other side of this very short break. UNSC comes down heavily on Taliban over its latest diktat, not allowing women to work at NGOs. Also, amid the brutal winter storm, death toll rises to 50 in US.
Powered by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today. A testimony to Amity's world-class education, whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Tonight, a murder will be committed. If anyone can name the killer, that person wins our game.
This is truly delightful. There has been a murder. For one person, this is not a game. The killer wouldn't hesitate to kill again.
You must be really great at clues.
I'm very bad at dumb things.
Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
Our success reflects your trust. Global business crosses rupees 20 lakh crore. Thank you customers, stakeholders and well-wishers. Canara Bank, together we can.
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
क्या हुआ रोहन? क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो। एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं, एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
Hello and welcome to this edition of World This Morning. I'm Rukma with you, and over the next 30 minutes I'll be taking you to the top stories making headlines across India and the world. So let's begin with the top stories we're tracking at the south. And amidst global alarm, China now decides to ease COVID-19 measures. Tensions in Kosovo continue to escalate. Serbian protesters block roads. Kosovo seeks NATO intervention. The United States of America gears up for possible COVID upsurge, tightens restrictions. After Taliban's ban on women, UN Security Council comes down heavily on the draconian law, says it's deeply alarming. And the brutal winter storm continues to bring normal life to a standstill. Death toll rises to 50. Welcome once again in our top story. The Chinese cut off from the rest of the world for 3 years by stringent COVID-19 curbs within their borders, flocked to travel sites on Tuesday ahead of borders reopening next month, even as rising infections strained the health system and roiled the Chinese economy. Here's a detailed report.
Amid the increasing cases of COVID cases in China has further eased its coronavirus control measures.
实施乙类乙管，对新冠病毒感染者不再实行隔离措施，不再判定密切接触者，不再划定高低风险区，不再对入境人员和货物等采取简易传染病管理措施。
Notably, on Monday, the Chinese National Health Commission has announced that it will downgrade the management of COVID-19 from Class A to Class B.
乙类乙管绝不是放任不管，在防控措施调整的初期，可能会出现新冠病毒感染病例的增加，继而可能会引发药品的供应不足，部分地区 产生医疗挤兑，甚至会引起公众的恐慌等现象。
Remember, China still faces a lower vaccination rate compared to other countries, especially among the group aged above 60. The abrupt dismantling of the restriction earlier this month sparked widespread outbreaks which have put heavy pressure on hospital emergency rooms and funeral homes.
从人群免疫水平来看，我国新冠疫苗接种得到普及，全国目前累计接种新冠病毒疫苗超过34亿剂次，疫苗接种覆盖人群和全程接种人数分别占全国总人口的92%和90%以上。
The scraping of isolation for incoming passenger is a major step toward fully reopening travel with the rest of the world, which the government severely curtailed in a bid to keep the virus out. Commuters in the capital gave a mixed reaction to the changes and the ongoing management of the rise in cases following the decision to change course from the zero COVID strategy.
最早的时候，疫情确实死亡率是挺高的，但现在疫情相对来说死亡率已经降下来了。 那包括我们国家对这个管理的制度也由这个甲级往下降级了。那其实这是一个科学的一个方式。那至于说人民群众觉得，哎，一开始可能的疫情管控的。
The move followed rare public protest against the restriction, which have slowed the economy, putting people out of work and driving restaurants and shops out of business.
肯定得开放，你既然国内都开放了，你国内国外必须要打通了嘛，这才要恢复经济。你恢复经济，你光在国内自己恢复也不行啊，是吧？要进口出口啊。反正这一年的这个虽然是疫情管控的还不错，但是这一年对经济的伤害比较大，就是反正也是权衡利弊呗。我觉得，就医院那人呢都堆的都堆满了，都急诊室坐满了都没人管，所以说现在就是有这个问题，反正就是能再做得更细致一点吧。确实这个病确实放开始也虽然是致命率没有开始那么严重，但是毕竟还是第一波冲击挺厉害的。
China abruptly dropped many of its pandemic restrictions earlier this month, sparking widespread outbreaks that have swamped hospital emergency rooms and funeral homes. Henceforth, starting from January 8th, China will downgrade management of the disease from Class A to Class B and remove it from quarantinable infectious disease management on the border entry. Agency report, Republic TV.
In Kosovo, tensions are rising. Protesting Serbs in the ethnically divided northern Kosovo region erected new barricades and caused roadblocks. The situation has gotten so bad that Kosovo has now asked NATO to send troops. Here's the report on what's happening there.
Tensions in northern Kosovo remained high after Serbs erected more roadblocks and defied international demands to remove those placed earlier. A day earlier, Serbia put its troops near the border on high alert as the army chief of staff headed for Raska. Serbians even defied international demands to remove those placed earlier. Kosovo police officers were deployed in the mountainous area near a closed border crossing that divides the two regions. Serbians living close to the border with Kosovo were trying to get on with their lives despite raised fears of further escalation between the two wartime Balkan foes.
Pa, što da vam kažem, mi smo navikli na to, tako da ništa novo, znači to je već godinama tako, ta tenzija je prisutna, da kažem, 20 godina, tako da mi sasvim normalno živimo, tako da nemamo neke ni komentare, niti neke očekivanja od njih.
Others warn that war is not the solution.
Mislim da neće. Jer naš narod i dalje živi tamo kako živi, nije im lako, ali mislim ipak da neće. Da neće da dozvoli ni predsjednik, ni uopšte taj narod, ni mi ovde. To je najlakše da se rat izvede, to je najlakše. Ali nije rešenje. Ni za te ljude, ni za nas. Nikom nije do ratova.
Kosovo remains a potential flashpoint in the Balkans years after the 1998 to 1999 war that ended with NATO intervention. The United States and most European Union countries have recognized Kosovo's independence, while Serbia has relied on Russia and China in its bid to maintain claim on the province. But Serbia doesn't recognize the 2008 declaration of independence of its former province, while Western efforts to mediate a solution so far have failed. In fact, fears of violence have soared since the start of Russia's war in Ukraine. Serbia, which has been armed through Russian donations and military purchases, has been saber-rattling and threatening force against its former province for a long time. Kosovo government has asked NATO troops, which deployed in 1999 after the Transatlantic Alliance bombed Serbia in leaving Kosovo, to remove the Serb roadblocks. All eyes are on NATO's response now. Agency report, Republic TV.
Moving on, with surging COVID-19 infections, Japan is set to tighten its border controls for travelers from China on Friday. Specific guidelines for travelers have also been issued by Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. We bring you all the details in our next report. Take a look.
Amid looming COVID-19 threats across the world following the surge in China, Japan has now announced that it will tighten its border controls for visitors from China beginning December 30th.
中国本土においては、
感染が急速に拡大しているとの情報があります。その一方で、中央と地方、政府と民間の間の感染情報が大きく食い違っているなど、詳細な状況の把握が困難であり、日本国内でも不安が高まっています。こうした状況を踏まえ、中国からの入国者に対して臨時的な特別措置を講ずることといたします。できる限り早く体制を構築し、12月30日午前0時から適用することとしたいと思っています。
The announcement comes days after China announced its decision to scrap quarantine policy for incoming travelers. Putting an overall focus on China, Japanese Prime Minister Kishida added that tests will be mandatory for all the travelers.
第一に、中国本土からの渡航者および中国本土に7日以内の渡航歴のある者すべてに入国時検査を実施するということ、第2に入国時検査での陽性者についてはすべてゲノム解析の対象とし、待機施設で原則7日間隔離といたします。そして第3に入国検査に万全を期すため、今後の中国便の増便等について制限を行うということであります。
Kishida also stressed that the decision is temporary and not intended to stop the movement of the people.
この措置は新型コロナの国内への流入の急増を避けるため、入国時検査や空港の集約を行うものであって、国際的なこの人の往来を止めるものとならないよう可能な限り配慮を行って実施するものです。当面、今回の措置を行いながら中国の感染状況等を見つつ柔軟に対応してまいります。
However, Japan has stopped requiring COVID-19 tests for visitors who had 3 vaccine doses. Agency Report, Republic TV.
In other international news, Japan is tightening its border controls for visitors from China beginning December 30th in response to a surge in coronavirus infections. While putting its overall focus on China following the COVID surge, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida announced that tests will be mandatory for all travelers from mainland China, including those who have been there within 7 days of arrival in Japan. The shock winter storm in the US continues to wreak havoc throughout as residents in Buffalo in particular huddled around space heaters, hunted for cars buried in snowdrifts and looked for more victims. The rest of the US also was reeling from the ferocious winter storm. And it has been announced that there will be a COVID-19 quarantine requirement for passengers arriving from abroad, while the management of the disease is being downgraded in China. Commuters in the capital gave a mixed reaction to the changes, as some said that they trust the government's decision, others said that the government of China should have responded in a more meticulous way. The SOS Mediterranean charity announced that its Ocean Viking vessel had rescued 113 migrants from the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of Libya. Among those rescued are 30 unaccompanied minors and 23 women who were attempting to cross the Mediterranean on a rubber boat on Monday night. The latest operation by the charity's rescue ship started on the 18th of December and will continue until January. Members of France's Kurdish community and others held a silent march in Paris to remember 3 victims who were killed in a shooting at a Kurdish cultural center in the country's capital. Meanwhile, prosecutors said that a 69-year-old man is facing preliminary charges of racially motivated murder, attempted murder, and weapons violations over Friday's Following the massive floods, residents of South Australian towns along the River Murray have evacuated their flooded homes. The state premier said the volume of water which has been coming down the river was the highest for more than 50 years. Flood waters have been sweeping down the Murray for weeks, with peaks for towns downstream of Renmark still expected to come. Ukrainian soldiers have built a mobile surveillance tower on top of a car to help them locate targets for artillery strikes. Fighters of the 127 Territorial Defense Brigade, together with volunteers, developed an 18-meter tower to adjust artillery on a Soviet Gaz Volga. Kosovo Serbs used trucks to block a main road through a northern part of Mitrovica. Amid heightened tensions between the two wartime Balkan foes, also calls for calm by NATO-led peacekeepers have been ignored as relations between Belgrade and Pristina continue to simmer. South Korea's president has called for a stronger air defense and high-tech stealth drones to better monitor North Korea. A day after Seoul accused North Korea of flying 5 drones across the rival's tense border for the first time in 5 years. A second batch of Rohingya Muslims landed on a beach in Indonesia's northernmost province of Aceh. After weeks at sea, they have been taken to the village hall and will stay there while they receive help from residents, health workers and others. And moving on to other news, a humanitarian ship belonging to the non-governmental organization, the NGO SOS Mediterranee, rescued 113 people in the Mediterranean Sea for its first operation since docking in France in November after a diplomatic showdown between Paris and Rome. Among those rescued are 23 women, some of whom are pregnant, around 30 unaccompanied minors and 3 babies, the youngest of whom is only 3 weeks old.
In the latest rescue operation made by SOS Mediterranee charity, 113 migrants were rescued by the charity's Ocean Vikings vessel from the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of Libya. According to the charity, the rescue group included 30 unaccompanied minors and 23 women who were attempting to cross the Mediterranean on a rubber boat on Monday night. This is the latest operation by the charity's rescue since the ship started on December 18 and will continue until January. According to Italian authorities, over 1 lakh migrants have arrived by sea in Italy in 2022 as of December 23, some 40,000 more than the previous year. Agency report, Republic TV.
And coming up next on World This Morning, after a very short break, after Taliban's ban on women, the UN Security Council now has come down heavily on the Taliban's draconian law, saying it is deeply alarming. And the brutal winter storm that hit America just as the holiday season was setting in continues to bring normal life to a standstill. The death toll has now risen to 50.
This is your space.
Play it your way.
With the versatile range of sanitary ware, faucets and tiles by Sarah.
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything and say, that was easy.
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए।
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
सोच रहा हूँ कमेंट्री ट्राई करूँ। मैच का आखिरी बॉल, तेज तूफानी डिलीवरी, एक धमाकेदार शॉट और ये गया छक्का।
छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्रीट टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
एक दिन मैं सोते सोते गिर गया और मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ। पता है किसने किया? घोस्ट ने। वो हर बार मुझे बचा लेता है। मिलोगे?
अरे कोई घोस्ट नहीं, रोनी के पापा ही हैं जो उसे सेफ रखते हैं। जैसे हैवेल्स लाइफ शील्ड वायर्स जो दिखते नहीं पर घर को सेफ रखते हैं। ना आग पकड़े न जहरीली गैस छोड़े। वायर्स दैट डोंट कैच फायर।
Welcome back. You're watching all the news from across the world in World This Morning here on Republic, and shifting focus now to the United Nations Security Council, which has said that it is deeply alarmed by reports that the Taliban in Afghanistan have suspended access to universities for women. That's the breaking news story of this hour. And now the UN Security Council has called on the Taliban to reopen schools in Afghanistan and swiftly reverse these policies and practices, further adding that the Taliban have banned female employees of NGOs and international organizations from going to work, which would have significant and immediate impact for humanitarian operations in the country. And it's over to Shubhangi now to tell us about this breaking development. Shubhangi, well, the UN Security Council coming down heavily. What are the steps that it can take in order to ensure that the Taliban listens to it as far as women's education, women working is concerned?
Well, absolutely. UNSC, this has come days after Taliban's ban on women's rights. Remember, Taliban has banned women from universities and also from NGOs. UNSC has strongly condemned the move and has asked Taliban to reverse the move. Reversing the move means that the UNSC has urged Taliban to make women go to the university and also to the NGOs. Remember, in the past also EU and USA has also condemned the move. In the past, we have seen how Taliban's draconian law on women's rights has completely shattered women's rights in Afghanistan. UNSC has strongly condemned the move and asked to reverse the ban on women's rights. And it has asked that if the women's right will not be reversed and the women's right will not be given to the women of Afghanistan, it will have very worse impact on the economy as well. So yes, we are seeing UNSC has strongly condemned the move and has urged Taliban to quickly take a step forward and has asked Taliban to reverse the ban on women's rights.
Many thanks, Shubhangi, for joining us there and for filling us in on that bit of news coming in from the UN Security Council, which has now warned the Taliban and demanded that it change its policies. Earlier, we had seen about how the entire world had expressed outrage at the Taliban's ban on not just education for children among girls, but also now, of late, women in universities. And then, of course, it moved on to banning women from working in NGOs as well. Shubhangi there bringing us the latest on this story. Many thanks, Shubhangi, once again. Time now for a short break. And in fact, that's all we have for you in this edition of World This Morning. Coming up after that, in the Morning Express, Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai hits out at the Maharashtra government after the latter passed a resolution on the border dispute between the two. And also, loan fraud case gets bigger. Coachers and Videocon co-founder Dhoot to be produced in court.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
समय कभी किसी का इंतजार नहीं करता। देर न कीजिए, यह आपके द्वारा दिया हुआ टैक्स ही है जो आज देश को सुरक्षित और समृद्ध बना रहा है। शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की सुविधाओं को देश के कोने कोने तक पहुंचा रहा है। करदाता कृपया ध्यान दें, यदि आपने अब तक निर्धारण वर्ष 2022-23 की अपनी टैक्स रिटर्न फाइल नहीं की है, तो लेट फीस के साथ 31 दिसंबर 2022 तक आप अपनी टैक्स रिटर्न फाइल कर सकते हैं। और यदि आपने निर्धारण वर्ष 2022-23 की अपनी टैक्स रिटर्न ड्यू डेट से पहले फाइल की थी, तो आप अपनी रिवाइज्ड रिटर्न बिना लेट फीस के 31 दिसंबर 2022 तक फाइल कर सकते हैं। याद रखें, निर्धारण वर्ष 2022-23 की टैक्स रिटर्न भरने की अंतिम तिथि है 31 दिसंबर 2022। प्रत्येक आय करदाता एक राष्ट्र निर्माता।
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels.
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again. And again. And again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time. And say, I'm not done.
Yeah, Ajay, look at your dad. Will we be the same at his age?
Absolutely yes, if we plan our future like him.
How?
My father had invested in LIC's Jeevan Akshay, which gives immediate and guaranteed annuity at regular intervals, that too for life.
Wow. But do we have to wait until his age?
Absolutely not. We recently invested in LIC's new Jeevan Shanti, which gives deferred annuity, which means regular income after some years.
I see.
LIC's annuity plans give 10 annuity options and flexibility in receiving regular income. LIC, हर पल आपके साथ।
Thanks for tuning in this Wednesday morning. You're watching the Morning Express. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's get started with the top headlines this Wednesday morning. Cops to push for Shehzad's remand extension as 4-day custody comes to an end today. Co-actors and friends called statements of 18 people recorded so far in Tunisha's death case. Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai hits out at Maharashtra government after resolution passed on border dispute. Loan fraud case gets bigger. Coachers and Videocon co-founder Venugopal Dhoot to be produced in court today. "39 international travellers test COVID positive in last 3 days after random testing begins at airports." You're watching the Morning Express. We begin with breaking news coming in from Telangana. The remarks coming in from the Minister, Telangana Minister KTR, who is now hit out at the BJP in relation to the poaching controversy. In fact, that's an open challenge been given by KTR to Union Minister G. Kishan Reddy to undergo a narco test and a lie detector test. This after the poaching controversy case was transferred by the Telangana High Court to the CBI, with the BJP welcoming the move. The BRS has now hit out at the BJP, and specifically KTR, the minister in Telangana, has hit out at the Union Minister Kishan Reddy for celebrating the High Court's verdict of transferring the poaching case to the Central Bureau of Investigation and for calling it BJP's victory. In fact, an open challenge that's been given by KTR to Kishan Reddy, saying that Kishan Reddy should undergo a narco analysis test and a lie detector test on the accused to ascertain if the BJP has, in fact, saying that if the BJP is ready for a narco analysis and a lie detector test on the accused to ascertain if the BJP has any relations with the accused. So that's the challenge there that's been given by the Minister KTR, the IT Minister in Telangana, to G. Kishan Reddy. First up, let's listen into that reaction coming in from the Union Minister.
Not once, not twice, but Bharatiya Janata Party pleaded and appealed 7 times to avoid sit inquiry just to protect their BJP top leaders, more particularly their National Organizational Secretary, Shri B.L. Santosh. B.L. Santosh did not appear to the sit notice, and now he has a relief because we believe that the CBI will give a relief and exempt Tushar Velapalli and B.L. Santosh in the investigation. Already, instead of the accused, the complainants, which is the MLAs, are being interrogated by the ED, which explains that Bharatiya Janata Party is running a Modi's operandi through their investigating agencies, and that is why they, since day one, did not want a sit and were appealing for CBI. But nevertheless, we always respect the court's order, but here we know that Bharatiya Janata Party wanted to evade this whole Operation Poaching case.
कोई बचाने का निर्णय कोर्ट नहीं लेती है. कोर्ट क्या है, केस में क्या है, केस के अंदर जेन्युइन कितना है, तेलंगाना सरकार क्या कर रहे, क्यों ऐसे फॉल्स केस लगाया, और एक सिट के नाम पर पूरा सीनियर पुलिस ऑफिसर्स को इस सिट में लगाकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी को बदनाम करने के लिए, गलत प्रचार करने के लिए तेलंगाना सरकार, खासकर मुख्यमंत्री जी, अलग अलग जगह जाके देश में प्रचार किया है, और फिर भी उसमें कोई प्राइम एफएससी नहीं है. इसके कारण अभी जो सिट को अबॉलिश करके स्टेट हाई कोर्ट ने सीबीआई को इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने के लिए अधिकार दिया है.
And we have Telangana BJP leader Krishna Sagar Rao joining us this morning. Sir, good morning. That's an open challenge there being given by the IT minister to the BJP, saying if the BJP is ready for a narco analysis and a lie detector on the accused in the poaching case, would the BJP agree for the same?
I think this is the politics of hyperbole, because I don't understand why KTR is talking and challenging Bharatiya Janata Party. What happened actually was in between some individuals who are negotiating deals with an MLAs, and the court has, ordered the removal of SIT investigation or stalling of it and engaging CBI. It is the court. It is not BJP. And BJP's request was even removed by the court. It was actually squashed by the court. Now, where is BJP involved here? The involvement was actually a fictitious screenplay and scripted game which was driven by TRS party to malign BJP. And we were in the sidelines because we had nothing to do with anything which was happening. It was a fictitious story which was planted. Now, if court understands that the SIT is only to malign BJP and SIT is only to give notices to our office bearers, why should he challenge again for a narco test? They have failed to prove to the court it is not for BJP.
All right, we'll leave it at that. So, Telangana BJP leader Krishna Sagar Rao giving his reaction to the open challenge that's been given by the Telangana minister to the BJP. The BJP, they're responding that what exactly is the issue that the BRS has with the case being transferred to the Central Bureau of Investigation. For now, moving on to more breaking news coming in. This one from JNK, where a crackdown on terror has been reported. This after an encounter, we understand, is underway in the Sidra area of Jammu. We are also given to understand that 2 to 3 terrorists have been trapped in this encounter which is underway. Gursimran getting us those details. Gursimran, if you could give us more details on this encounter which is underway. We also understand that an alert has been issued in Jammu.
Yes, an alert has been issued in the entire city. Right now, we are at some distance from the place where the encounter is going on, and you will see the heavy deployment of the Jammu and Kashmir police along with the crisis response team of the Jammu and Kashmir police. They have been deployed. The weather is a foggy weather, and that's why it is taking this much of time to neutralize 2 to 3 terrorists who are said to be inside. These terrorists, they were traveling in a vehicle heading from the Jammu towards the Kashmir Valley. The sources are telling us that they were planning a major terror strike that has been thwarted by the security forces, and now the encounter is on. This is a big success because these terrorists were planning a major terror strike ahead of the New Year, on the eve of New Year, and were heading to the Kashmir Valley. So a plot of possibly what it seems initially that this was a group of Jaish-e-Mohammed, because this has been in the past also the modus operandi of the terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed to carry out this style of transporting terrorists from Jammu to the Kashmir Valley. From where these terrorists were coming, this is something what the agencies are probing, but they were inside a truck, and when the security forces stopped that truck, they fired at the security forces and also lobbed several grenades at the security forces. However, this was retaliated, after which the terrorists came out of this truck, and then they tried to take the cover in the nearby area. The entire area since was under the cordon. These terrorists have been trapped, and we are getting to know that in a short time from now, both the terrorists will be neutralized, and the area where the encounter has taken place, this was cordoned by the security forces, since this was a input generated operation. So there is no civilian or the residential complex in the nearby area, which is a sigh of relief. But the place where encounter has taken place is very near to the vital army installations. So had there been even a minute of delay, these terrorists would have got the opportunity to get very near to the security installation, vital installation of the Indian Army. So a major tragedy has now been averted by the security forces, and now the entire area has been put under the cordon. But this dense fog is making this operation really a very big challenge for the security forces, as this entire area is under the dense cover of the fog that is making it really very difficult. You see that this is the second encounter, if we speak of the Jammu, a major encounter. Earlier, the encounter has taken place 2 days prior to the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Jammu and Kashmir. It was the first visit of PM Narendra Modi to Jammu and Kashmir, when on 22nd of April, 2 Afghani terrorists, they tried to they were here to carry out a major terror strike ahead of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. That all was done on the direction of Maulana Masood Azhar, Maulana Rauf Asgar, the Jaish Supremo and the operational chief, to disrupt the visit of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And now, ahead of the New Year Eve, a major encounter taking place in the Jammu city clearly shows the desperation of the terror groups, that how these terror groups are trying to vitiate the peace process, और किस तरह से लगातार ये आतंकी संगठन जो हैं ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जम्मू कश्मीर को दहलाया जाए। तकरीबन सुबह 7:15 साढ़े 7 बजे की ये घटना है जब ये एनकाउंटर हुआ। बता दूं कि ये गाड़ी जो है यहाँ से आ रही थी, यही इस गाड़ी का रूट था, यहाँ से ये गाड़ी आई है, उसके बाद इस तरफ दूसरी तरफ ये गाड़ी गई यानी कि ये कश्मीर, जम्मू से कश्मीर घाटी की तरफ ये गाड़ी जा रही थी जब सुरक्षा बलों को इसका इनपुट मिला। लगातार नाके पहले ही लगाए गए थे। वरिष्ठ अधिकारी जिनमें कि एडीजी जम्मू मुकेश सिंह और एसएसपी जम्मू, डीआईजी जम्मू शामिल हैं, वो पहले से ही स्पॉट पर थे। यानी कि लगातार सुरक्षा बलों को जो इनपुट था कि आतंकी एक गाड़ी में बैठकर कश्मीर घाटी जाने की फिराक में, और आतंकियों के पास बड़ी मात्रा में गोला बारूद भी मौजूद है, उसको लेकर जो है सुरक्षा बलों ने पूरे इलाके को कॉर्डन में लिया। जिसके बाद अब ये एनकाउंटर जो है वो लगातार जारी है और सुरक्षा बलों की कोशिश है कि 2 से 3 आतंकी बताए जा रहे हैं। हालांकि लगता जो अभी तक सूत्र बता रहे हैं कि 2 आतंकियों का ये नंबर हो सकता है। जो आतंकी थे ये कश्मीर घाटी में किसी बड़े आतंकी हमले को अंजाम देने की फिराक में थे। नए वर्ष क्योंकि 28 तारीख है और लगातार हम देख रहे हैं कि किस तरह से आतंकी संगठन ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं पंजाब, जम्मू और कश्मीर घाटी तीनों को लगातार एक्टिव रखा जाए। अब सबसे बड़ा सवाल यह हो जाता है कि आखिरकार ये आतंकी संगठन जो है आतंकी घुसपैठ करके कहां से आए। ये सबसे बड़ा सवाल अब सुरक्षा एजेंसियों के लिए है, क्योंकि 22 अप्रैल को जो एनकाउंटर हुआ था उसमें आतंकी जम्मू के सांबा जिले से आए थे और उसके बाद लगातार वो कश्मीर घाटी जाने की कोशिश कर रहे थे जब उन्हें मार गिराया गया था जम्मू के सुंजवा में एक बड़े आतंकी हमले को करने से पहले। अब लगातार इस इलाके में सर्च अभियान और कॉर्डन लगातार आप जारी है। आप देखिए यहाँ पे जो ट्रैफिक मूवमेंट है उसको पूरी तरह से रोक दिया गया है सुरक्षा बलों की तरफ से, और कोशिश उनकी तरफ से ये की जा रही है कि जल्द से जल्द इन आतंकियों को मार गिराया जाए, क्योंकि अगर ये आतंकी यहां पे नहीं मारे जाते हैं तो किसी बड़े आतंकी हमले को ये लोग अंजाम देने की कोशिश जो है वो कर सकते हैं। क्योंकि लगातार आतंकियों की कोशिश ये रहती है कि जब वो सुरक्षा बलों के घेरे में फंस जाएं तो लगातार आतंकी पास के, क्योंकि आपको मैं बता दूं कि अगर ये एनकाउंटर की जगह मानी जाए तो चंद दूरी पर भारतीय सेना का एक बड़ा ठिकाना है, एक बड़ा जो भारतीय सेना का बेस है वहां पे, वहां तक आतंकी भी पहुंचने की कोशिश जो है नापाक कोशिश कर सकते थे। लेकिन सुरक्षा बलों ने जिस तरह से पूरे इलाके को घेरा है उसके बाद आतंकियों को वहां से घूमने की जगह नहीं मिली और यही कारण था कि आतंकी और आतंकी सरगना बौखलाए और सुरक्षा बलों पर एकाएक फायरिंग के बाद ग्रेनेड लॉबिंग जो है वो शुरू कर दी गई। अब आप देखिए लगातार पुलिस के वाहन जो है वो यहां से जा रहे हैं, पुलिस के काफिले लगातार यहां से निकल रहे हैं। सीआरपीएफ यानी कि जो जॉइंट ऑपरेशंस है वो भारतीय सेना, जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस और लॉ एंड ऑर्डर के लिए सीआरपीएफ को भी जो है वो इस ऑपरेशन का हिस्सा रखा गया है। तो जॉइंट ऑपरेशन जो है वो इस वक्त जारी है और पूरे इलाके को सुरक्षा बलों की तरफ से यहां पे घेर लिया गया है ताकि जल्द से जल्द आतंकियों को जो है निस्त नाबूद किया जाए। जम्मू की अगर बात की जाए तो एक बड़ा एनकाउंटर है, क्योंकि नए साल से पहले एक आतंकियों की कोशिश थी कि बड़े आतंकी हमले को अंजाम दिया जाए। वहां पर अगर आप देखेंगे तो वहां पर भी सभी जाने वाले रास्तों को पूरी तरह से बंद कर दिया गया है। यानी कि जो एनकाउंटर जो पेरिफेरी बनाई गई है तकरीबन 500-600 मीटर का एक डायमीटर बनाया गया है, उस डायमीटर तक किसी को भी जाने की इजाजत जो है वो सुरक्षा बलों की तरफ से नहीं दी जा रही। कोशिश सुरक्षा बलों की ये है कि वहां कोई भी ना पहुंचे ताकि कोलेटरल डैमेज जो है उसे रोका जा सके। आप देखिए हर एक वाहन की भी तलाशी ली जा रही है, क्योंकि कई एनकाउंटर्स में ऐसा हुआ है कि आतंकी जो हैं वो अपने ग्रुप स्प्लिट कर लेते हैं। यानी कि अगर 2 आतंकी ट्रक में आ रहे हैं तो दूसरे 2 आतंकी किसी और वाहन में आएंगे, तो उसके लिए भी सुरक्षा बल पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं। किस तरह से इस ऑपरेशन को अंजाम देना है उसकी कोशिश की जा रही है। सबसे बड़ी प्राथमिकता यह है कि किसी तरह का कोलेटरल डैमेज ना हो और उसके साथ साथ दूसरा सबसे महत्वपूर्ण कि जल्द से जल्द इन आतंकियों को मार गिराया जाए, क्योंकि जम्मू श्रीनगर राष्ट्रीय राजमार्ग पर आवाजाही रोक दी गई है। ये एक बड़ी खबर है, क्योंकि आतंकी हमला जो है ये आतंकियों के हमले को विफल जम्मू श्रीनगर राष्ट्रीय राजमार्ग में सिद्धड़ा के पास किया गया है। ये जो इलाका है नगरोटा में पड़ता है जम्मू के और राष्ट्रीय राजमार्ग के ऊपर है। आप देखिए लगातार वाहन जो है वो वहां से भेजे जा रहे हैं। जो भी वाहन वहां से लोकल वाहन है उनको भी यहां से खाली करवाया जा रहा है। यानी कि जो वाहन वहां सड़क के पास लगे थे, जो वाहन वहां पे मौजूद थे, उन्हें जल्द से जल्द बोला जा रहा है कि वो वापस रिट्रीट करें। यानी कि सुरक्षा बल किसी भी तरह का रिस्क जो है वो नहीं लेना चाहते और प्राथमिकता ये है कि इस ऑपरेशन को खत्म किया जाए। आप देखिए अगर जम्मू संभाग की बात की जाए तो जम्मू संभाग में आतंकी अब जम्मू संभाग को एक ट्रांजिट रूट के तौर पर इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो भी आतंकी गतिविधियां हो रही हैं वो लोकल मॉड्यूल्स को एक्टिवेट करके हो रही हैं और जो आतंकी मारे जा रहे हैं या फिर वो आतंकी जो आतंकी इसका हिस्सा हैं वो लोकल आतंकी हैं, या तो वो पाकिस्तान में बैठे बैठे आतंकियों के रिश्तेदार हैं या फिर सरेंडर्ड आतंकियों को पाकिस्तान एक बार फिर जम्मू संभाग के लिए एक्टिवेट कर रहा है। लेकिन कश्मीर में पाकिस्तान चाहता है कि बड़े आतंकी कमांडर्स को भेजा जाए, उनका बेस सेटअप किया जाए। देखिए, इस साल की अगर बात की जाए तो जो विदेशी आतंकी हैं यानी कि पाकिस्तानी आतंकी कश्मीर घाटी में, उनकी संख्या बड़ी है, जिसका मतलब बिल्कुल साफ है कि जिस तरह से आप कोशिश सुरक्षा बलों की तरफ से की जा रही है। आप देखिए, फ्लाइंग स्क्वाड को जो है भेजा जा रहा है, यानी कि और टीमें जो हैं वो सुरक्षा बलों की अब एनकाउंटर साइट पे भेजी जा रही हैं। स्पेशल ऑपरेशंस ग्रुप, उसके साथ साथ जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस, भारतीय सेना का जो विशेष दल है जो एनकाउंटर्स और काउंटर इंसर्जेंसी ऑपरेशन के लिए तैयार किया गया है, वो इस ऑपरेशन का हिस्सा है और लगातार यहाँ पर जो ऑपरेशन जो है वो जारी है। जी,
All right, Gursimran, thank you so much. We'll keep coming back to you. So, Gursimran reporting live from that encounter site, very near to that encounter spot, where an encounter has broken out between the security forces and the terrorists. We're also given to understand that 2 to 3 terrorists are currently trapped. And moving on to a quick roundup of news in brief from across the country. Taking a dig at Prime Minister Modi, Congress leader Rashid Alvi said that he met a tea seller at India Gate. Rashid Alvi further said that when asked why the person was selling tea at that place, the latter replied that he was trying to be the future Prime Minister candidate.
मैं भी सुबह गया था इंडिया गेट। वही दोनों टूरिस्ट जो उनको मिले थे, मालवीय जी को, वो मुझे भी मिले थे। वो एक दुकान पे चाय पी रहे थे। वो चाय बेचने वाला दाढ़ी रखे हुए था, तो मैंने उससे बातचीत की तो पूछा मैंने कि इस ठंड में यहाँ क्यों तुम चाय बेच रहे हो? तो उसने कहा कि मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि भविष्य में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का प्रधानमंत्री का उम्मीदवार बन जाऊँ।
Meanwhile, Congress leader Salman Khurshid declared Rahul Gandhi a superhuman for wearing t-shirt in winters, also likened him to Lord Ram.
हमेशा भगवान राम नहीं पहुंच पाते हैं तो खड़ाव लेकर चलना पड़ता है। तो भरत उनकी खड़ाव लेकर चलते हैं, तो खड़ाव लेकर हम उत्तर प्रदेश में चले हैं। उत्तर प्रदेश में खड़ाव पहुंच गई है तो राम जी भी पहुंचेंगे, ये हमारा विश्वास है।
BJP leader and Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Brajesh Pathak, commented on Congress leader Salman Khurshid's remark for comparing Rahul Gandhi to Lord Ram, adding that Rahul Gandhi's actions are complete opposite.
करके लोगों को दिग्भ्रमित करते रहते हैं। वो जिन्होंने भारत माता को टुकड़े करने का काम किया, ऐसे लोगों के प्रति कांग्रेस पार्टी का सद्भाव प्रारंभ काल से रहा है।
BJP spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla also took pot shots at the Congress and condemned the party for hurting religious sentiments.
In his attempt to do sycophancy, has compared Rahul Gandhi to Bhagwan Shri Ram and himself to Bharat. This is not the first instance when the Congress party has made such a kind of a ridiculous comparison. Salman Khurshid ji would never do this comparison with the deity or the god of any other faith. But time and again, the Hindu astha and Hindu sentiments and feelings are hurt. This is the same Congress party whose leader.
Congress leader Udit Raj, while speaking to Republic, said that the Congress and the Gandhis are the true worshippers of Lord Ram and that it is the Congress party that is working for the betterment of the people.
Of Lord Ram and Rahul ji is concerned, that in different personalities, different entities, and one is God and Rahul ji is a human being. But out of love and affection, perhaps he has compared. But
Union Minister G. Kishan Reddy lashed out at the Grand Old Party's Lord Ram comparison, saying that Lord Ram is our God and that the people of India are not yet ready to see Lord Ram in Rahul Gandhi.
या उसमें कोई कमेंट करने का जरूरत नहीं है। ऐसे राम को नहीं मानने वालों को राम का कैसा होता है? राम हमारा भगवान है, हम कोई राहुल गांधी के अंदर राम को हम देखने को जब भारत के जनता कोई तैयार नहीं है, हम ही नहीं है, कोई व्यक्ति भी भारत के रहने वाले कोई व्यक्ति भी राहुल गांधी के अंदर राम को देखने वाले नहीं है, ना किसी व्यक्ति के ऊपर देखेंगे आगे भी। राम राम ही है, राम महापुरुष है, हमारे लिए भगवान है।
The public has accessed a crucial CCTV footage from the hospital where Tunisha was taken just after she committed suicide. The CCTV footage showed Shehzan taking Tunisha to the hospital, and remember, he's currently in custody and will be produced before court today. As Tunisha Sharma's death probe widens, actor Parth Zutuishi was called to the Walif police station for questioning in connection with Tunisha Sharma's death case. It has been learned that the actor was interrogated for nearly 2 hours. Meanwhile, the last rites of actor Tunisha Sharma, who was found dead on the sets of a TV show, was carried out at the crematorium in Mumbai's Mira Road area. Several co-stars and friends were there to pay their last respects. As Tunisha Sharma's last rites were conducted on Tuesday, it was revealed that sister and mother of accused Shehzan Khan were also present at the crematorium ground in Mira ground area for the last rites. Slipping into a very short break for now, but do not go anywhere. Lots coming up on the other side of the Morning Express. We'll get you the latest on Tunisha Sharma's death probe as accused Shehzan's custody is set to end today. And 39 international travellers test COVID positive in last 3 days after random testing begins at airports.
Powered by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Century ProWood MDF, the wood of the future. At Hyundai, we are going beyond mobility. LIC, हर पल आपके साथ.
टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी MDF का लो एमिशन प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, हायर डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां.
Low Emission Premium Plus by Century ProWood.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you expected the puzzle.
but for a law person, this is not a game.
Explain it to us, detective.
Everyone is in danger.
All right, when's the murder mystery start?
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है.
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में.
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है. वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं.
बात में तो दम है.
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है.
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ.
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं.
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं. एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है.
Our success reflects your trust. Global business crosses rupees 20 lakh crore. Thank you customers, stakeholders and well-wishers. Canara Bank. Together we can.
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything and say, That was easy.
छक्का नहीं, टूटा।
आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्री टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
Three terrorists have been neutralized by the security forces in the ongoing Sidra encounter. Top sources of the Jammu and Kashmir police have confirmed to Republic that 3 terrorists have been neutralized, and now the searches are on. The truck in which these terrorists was hiding has been put on fire as these terrorists were taking the continuous cover under the garb of this truck. Right now the security has been beefed up. The entire area is under cordon. This was one of the tactically important operation, keeping in view the dense fog cover that has engulfed the entire area. And these group of terrorists, we are getting to know, was traveling from Jammu to the Kashmir Valley. However, the searches are on to locate the bodies of these terrorists who have been neutralized by the security forces, but the searches are on in the area and the security forces are trying to ensure that there is no booby trap thing with these terrorists, because what the terrorists possibly, it seems that they are of a Jaish-e-Mohammed group. So what they actually do is that they keep a booby trap so that the security forces, when they come to pick up their bodies, there can be a major blast and it can be a collateral damage to the security forces. But now every step is being taken sensibly and with due precaution by the security forces to avoid any kind of collateral damage, because the main motto of these terrorists was to cause maximum damage to the security forces. What we are getting to know, that this is a newly infiltrated group that was trying to sneak into the Kashmir Valley from Jammu, and also they were planning a major terror strike ahead of the new year. This is a second encounter in the Jammu city where the terrorists have come from Pakistan or Afghanistan to carry out major terror strike, but the strike has been thwarted by the security forces and now the searches are on in the entire area. This is the entire stretch where this encounter is happening a few meters from here, and we are continuing with the rolling coverage from ground right after this short break.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again and again and again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.
एक दिन मैं सोते सोते गिर गया और मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ। पता है किसने किया? घोस्ट ने। वो हर बार मुझे बचा लेता है। मिलोगे?
अरे कोई घोस्ट नहीं, रोनी के पापा ही हैं जो उसे सेफ रखते हैं, जैसे हैवेल्स लाइफ शील्ड वायर्स जो दिखते नहीं पर घर को सेफ रखते हैं, ना आग पकड़े ना जहरीली गैस छोड़े, वायर्स दैट डोंट कैच फायर।
Guys, just 1 second. Choosing a car for my mom.
What? Online car shopping? Wow, that's so cool, yeah.
शाहरुख ने बताया।
Wait up. Booking a car service.
From here.
क्यों? तुझे शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया?
इसने पूछा ही नहीं। There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया. It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
झाके रे झाके झरोके से झाके देख के दम है छोटे बड़े सारे झाके रे झाके फ्यूचर को ये ताक
engineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amritpal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
A very good morning. Thanks for staying tuned to Republic. You're watching the Morning Express. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's get started with the top headlines this Wednesday morning. Cops to push for Shehzad's remand extension as 4-day custody comes to an end today. Co-actors and friends called statements of 18 people recorded so far in Tunisha's death case. Karnataka Chief Minister hits out at Maharashtra government after resolution passed on border dispute. Loan fraud case gets bigger. Coachers and Videocon co-founder Venugopal Dhoot to be produced in court today. 39 international travellers test COVID positive in last 3 days after random testing begins at airports. Now, as India braces for the COVID fight, sources have now informed that the price of the nasal vaccine has been fixed at the private hospitals has now been fixed at 800 rupees with an additional 5% GST. In fact, the ultimate price of the vaccine is said to be around 1,000 for a nasal dose having 4 drops each for both nostrils. In fact, it's also been learned that the price negotiation is still underway for the nasal vaccine.
Bharat Biotech on Tuesday announced the price of its nasal vaccine in COVAX. The vaccine will cost Rs 800 with addition of 5% GST at all private markets and Rs 325 at all government markets. The ultimate price of Incovac would be around Rs 1,000 for nasal dose, having 4 drops each for both nostrils. Though it has also been learned that the price negotiation is still underway. The development came after the Union Health Ministry approved the use of nasal vaccine as a booster dose for all the age above 18 years. This comes after India approved its first ever nasal COVID-19 vaccine in COVAX. The vaccine is developed by Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech company. What the chairman of Bharat Biotech, Dr. Ella, had to say a year ago regarding the nasal vaccine.
What you're saying is that, and you had said, and this quote comes from you, that Covaxin demonstrates high clinical efficacy trend against COVID-19, but also significant immunogenicity against the rapidly emerging variants. Did you refer to mutants? What is now being referred to as a double mutant in layman language?
Yes. So that is one of the reasons why it's protecting UK strain. We've done, and we've done the Brazilian P3 strain, not P1, P3. We've done it. That is neutralizing. And third one, we've seen the double mutant also neutralized.
Indian Medical Association also lauds the nasal vaccine. This will be India's first ever needleless vaccine, which can also be administered by those above 18 years. The nasal vaccine can only be taken by those who had taken the 2 doses of vaccine already. Notably, the nasal COVID vaccine, which has been approved as a booster dose now, will be available at private centers. Even though it is easy to administer, it has to be stored at a temperature between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, which is the normal refrigerator temperature, and has to be used once opened and out of the refrigerator within 6 hours. Sources further said that the vaccine will provide long-term immunity, just as the other vaccines have. The World Health Organization has lauded the Incovac after the nasal vaccine received the emergency use authorization from the Drugs Controller General of India and said that the vaccine could go a long way to help the world bring the pandemic under control. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Now, as India gears up for yet another fight against COVID-19 and a pan-India mock drill was conducted, several such ground reports filed by our ground reporters. Take a look at another such report filed by my colleague Zeenat from the Srinagar hospital.
We are seeing the COVID mock drill because the COVID-19 is not over, and here I'm joined by Director Health Services, Mushtaq Ahmed. Sir, how are the preparations as far as the COVID mock drill is concerned?
COVID mock drill is going on in all the district hospitals, in all the sub-district hospitals, and here JLNM is our, this is a divisional level hospital of Directorate of Health Services Kashmir. You have seen all the oxygen related equipments, instruments, even blood cylinders, our concentrators. Today we are going to have a mock drill of all these equipments which are needed for the COVID. But my request to all the public is that they should nobody should panic. Where government is ready with everything, no need to worry, but take preventive measures. Hand hygiene, social distance and mask.
What kind of alertness is there in Jammu and Kashmir?
We are ready with everything. There is no dearth of oxygen plants, oxygen equipments, especially ventilators, high-flow oxygen monitors, high-flow oxygen devices, low-flow devices, concentrators. We have everything in place.
So as far this is almost the 3+ years of the COVID-19.
Yes,
so is there an upgradation as far as the infrastructure development is concerned?
Yes, last year only. In all the district hospitals, we established more than one oxygen plant. Even at some levels, at sub-district levels, we have established oxygen plants there, RT-PCR machines. This time it is going on for a trial here in the JLNM hospital, and we have 2 more in Ganderbal and Pulwama. So government is ready with everything. There is nothing to worry about, but my request to one and all is that please take preventive measures, especially when you are going to places where social gatherings, religious gatherings, there you need to take the preventive measures on top priority.
We have seen just a couple of days before that 5 to 6 cases have been witnessed in the Kashmir region.
Yes.
What kind of symptoms these patients were having?
They have similar symptoms. It's sort of a respiratory tract infections. There is fever, there is cough, there is breathing difficulties, sometimes overall body aches and pains. But these are mild cases. We have 6 cases in our UT this time. All are mild cases, and we have sent for genome sequencing also. But at this airport, we have established testing center, and that is voluntary, not compulsory as per guidelines. Anybody who will come and have a test, we can do that in all the hospitals and in airports.
You talked about the airports establishing centers. What about the Kazigund, which is known as the gateway of Kashmir? Are you establishing centers there?
Yeah. In coming days, we will see the trend of the disease. Then we will establish there also.
Thank you so much for talking to us. So that was Director Health Services Kashmir, Mushtaq Ahmed, who talked about the mock drill as far as the COVID-19 preparedness is concerned, and also the airport. Srinagar International Airport is having one of the centers where the passengers will be tested for COVID-19. As far as the infrastructure development is concerned, yes, the upgradation has been done by the Department of Health Services in the Kashmir as far as the district hospitals of the Kashmir Valley are concerned. And also the mock drill today was observed here at the Jawaharlal Nehru Memorial Hospital, which is located in Rainawari. As of now, Kashmir Division has witnessed 5 to 6 cases of the COVID-19, although the symptom of in all these cases have been quite mild. With VJ Firdoswani, I'm Zeenat Zishan Fazil for Republic in Srinagar.
So we'll continue to get you live updates on the COVID alerts as well as the alert that's been sounded by the centre amidst the COVID surge being seen in several countries. For now, a quick roundup of all that's making news from across the country. Former ICICI CEO Chanda Kochar, Deepak Kochar and Videocon co-founder Venugopal Dhoot's CBI custody to end today. All 3 of them to be produced in court today. In the Tunisha death case, co-actors and friends have been called. Sources claim that the statements of 18 people have been recorded so far. Accused Shehzan Khan's 4-day custody to end today to be produced before court. However, sources claim police to seek extension of Shehzan's custody. Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai hits out at Maharashtra government after passing of resolution on border dispute.
Maharashtra resolution is unconstitutional against the law. It will not hold waters in any forum, including the Supreme Court.
Close aide of jailed Trinamool Congress leader Anubrata Mondal has joined the BJP, citing an increasingly difficult working situation and lack of opportunity in West Bengal's ruling party. 39 international travellers have tested COVID positive in last 3 days after random testing begins at airports across the country. And Air India Express issued guidelines for the maintenance of COVID-appropriate behaviour by travellers travelling from UAE to India. The recommendation advises that all travellers be immunised and must wear masks. Slipping to a very short break for now. Do not go anywhere. Lots coming up on the other side of the Morning Express. We'll get you the latest on the probe into Tunisha Sharma's death case. Also coming up on the other side, Karnataka Chief Minister hits out at Maharashtra government after resolution passed on border dispute.
आज तबीयत ठीक नहीं लग रही, तुम ही सब काम निपटा दो ना। अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी MDF का लो एमिशन प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, हायर डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, यानी ये है जहाँ नो टेंशन वहाँ।
Low emission premium plus by Century ProWood.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो। एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, NPS में।
NPS में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
NPS कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना NPS अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। NPS में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
सोच रहा हूँ कमेंट्री ट्राई करूँ। मैच का आखिरी बॉल, तेज तूफानी डिलीवरी, एक धमाकेदार शॉट और ये गया छक्का।
छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्रीट टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
we straight up cut across to those visuals coming in from Jammu, where a major terror bid has been foiled. 3 terrorists, we understand, have been neutralized by the forces. We'll go across to Gursimran as well, who's there at that location, getting us those visuals. Let's take a closer look at those visuals that have come in just at that particular moment when that encounter took place. All right, Gursimran there, who's there at that location where the encounter took place. Gursimran, take us through the sequence of events. We understand that where the encounter broke out, it's that same place where a grenade attack was also carried out by the terrorists a few days back.
Yes, Samiksha, see some of the more movements. I will request Sarjeevan to keep showing you the moment that the senior officials of the Indian Army, they too are reaching the spot. This after 3 terrorists have been neutralized. The officials from the Indian Army, they are heading to the spot so as to ensure that those terrorists who have been neutralized, they are not carrying any kind of explosive materials. But what we are getting to know, that there was a huge cache of arms and ammunition with these terrorists, and these terrorists were in a bid to get settled in the Kashmir, and then on the eve of the new year to carry out a major terror strike. This is what we are getting to know from the sources, and these terrorists were heavily armored, that once they were stopped by the Jammu and Kashmir police at the same spot where the grenade attack has taken place couple of some 2 weeks back, they fired at the Jammu and Kashmir police and also lobbed several grenades, after which there was a mechanism that was put in place already, that is the SOG bunker, in which the senior officials of the Jammu and Kashmir police were inside. They first had a hit at the aim at the door which was opening, which was the entrance to the hideout carved by the terrorist in that very vehicle, and then the terrorists tried to take the advantage and the cover of that very truck so as to give security forces a tough time, and they were also taking the advantage of the dense fog that was here. Now this fog now has gone away, but that truck was coming from that very place where Sarjeevan is showing you. I'll request Sarjeevan to keep showing you that it was coming from that side of the highway and was heading towards the Kashmir Valley. The plot was to carry out a spectacular terror strike on the New Year Eve that now stands foil, and the last moment searches are on. In a short while from now, we can expect the briefing by the Jammu and Kashmir police on the ongoing encounter that is taking place and how the security forces have managed to neutralize these terrorists. Senior officials